For extended times of shutdown, which we would classify as 48 hours all the way to 30 days, we would recommend flushing out the polymer pump. So the first thing I need to do, our unit is currently running. If you're currently running, what I would reference is your static mixer. So if you've been injecting polymer into your chamber, your static mixer is probably cloudy. So at this point, I want to just visually reference what it looks like. Because at the end of this cycle for extended shutdown, I want this to clear up. So right now I'm just visually referencing what that solution looks like going through my static mixer. Next thing I want to do is I want to fill up my calibration column on my polymer pump with, typically we would recommend using mineral oil. So I have just some mineral oil here. You may want to, best practice would be to try a little bit of your mineral oil in some oil just in a cup to make sure it doesn't activate. If it does activate, you don't want that happening inside the pump. So I have my mineral oil, my calibration column is valved out, so it's not being introduced right now. I'm going to take the cap off and then just fill up the calibration column. After I have that filled up, I may want to look at my pump speed. I would recommend that you set your pump speed in the controller to a minimum of 50%. So right now, our unit's currently running at only 30%. So it would take a long time for it to actually pull down all that mineral oil out of my calibration column, which is fine if I want to wait around and allow it to do that. I'm going to speed mine up just so I don't have to wait so long for it to pull it all out of there. So in order to do that, I want you to come up here to the controller with you and I'll walk you through the process. You can see right here our local speed is at 30%. In this case, I'm just going to put it all the way up to 100% because we have a pretty small pump on this unit. To do that, I'm going to hit the menu key. I'm already logged in. If you're not, you need to log in. We already are. So I'm going to go to Setup, Applications. I want to do my local system. And we're going to go to our local speed input. I'm going to hit OK. Change my value to 100%. Hit OK. And then just exit all the way out. Now my polymer pump should be running at full speed. So we increased our pump speed. Our pump's running at full speed right now. Right now we're still drawing from our polymer supply. So we're ready to introduce the mineral oil to the pump. Things to consider. At this point, we would no longer be putting polymer into our chamber. We're going to be introducing mineral oil. So we need to make sure that our process can handle that water solution with mineral oil. If it can't, we'll need to have a bypass on our discharge line so that we can route that water elsewhere. We're good in this case, so I'm going to come down and isolate the line from my polymer pump from the supply, and then introduce my mineral oil, and I'm just going to let it run down and pull all of that mineral oil out of my calibration column. At this point, we're flushing that circuit for the polymer pump. Water is moving through the chamber, and we're just in normal operation except with mineral oil instead of polymer. Once you've done that once, it would not be a terrible idea to do it again, especially if you're in a humid environment or an environment that there could be the potential for condensation, maybe from temperature swings. So you may want to come back and fill it up and let it run again. Once we're comfortable with that, and our polymer pump is flushed out, we're going to run a flush cycle like we did during the short-term shutdown. So I already showed you how to adjust your flush times. Now we just need to wait for that to run out. Once it runs out, I come up, turn the unit off, and we will stop the pump and just run water through the chamber. At this point, I want to come back to my static mixer and I want to make sure that it cleared up. If it hasn't cleared up, you may want to run another flush cycle. Once you're done with that and the unit's completely shut down, this would be a very good time to perform any maintenance. Maybe some polymer is leaked onto the skid. Maybe your mechanical seal is leaking. It's also a good time to do maybe a spare parts kit in your polymer pump.